Good morning, Story Trading VIPs. It's Monday, January 30th, 2023. There's not a lot going on today. You know what? I'm going to skip right to GNS because that's the story of the morning, along with SOFI. But let's talk about GNS first, and then we'll get backtrack to everything else, the macro for the week. Look at this. This stock's exploding. You know, this is the stock that is the kind of like the new GameStop. They're going after the naked shorts. They had a big catalyst this morning, so you can see the price action last week. This morning, huge gap up. The catalyst is right at 7 a.m. that they're doing a spinoff of Entrepreneur Resorts, $37 million subsidiary. And this seems to be the mechanism by which they want to snuff out those naked shorts, right? They gave a tease of that earlier, that either they're going to do a special dividend or some sort of merger or a spinoff. And this is the direction they've chosen to go. And the stock has been straight up this morning, about 50% already, from $4 to close to $6. So blew through a bunch of our resistance levels we were talking about on the show this morning. You can see 550 was a key one there from last week's high. Now it's above 550. And then the next one I see here is $6.28. It's nearing that level right now. And these are pre-market, so these could retract right at the open, right? You could get a nice big pullback right at the open, which I would actually buy up. And then you're going to have to retest 550 again to the upside, and then 628 again to the upside in regular hours. That's one possibility, or it just keeps going. If it breaks 628, look at this. Top of this candle, 744. I mean, it could go crazy today. What's the volume? 10 million shares already. Wow. What was the volume last week? We were at 27 million on Friday. And wow, 270 million on day one. So, but in any case, this is blowing through and hitting all our targets. This morning, I already shaved some off at 547, that first target I had. I'm shaving a little bit off. I have a limit order at, 627 or so? 628, right around there. I believe I have another limit order to sell some, but this is something I'll be buying the dips on today. And it's one of the only things that has news or anything today. $6 now, over $6. So now let's go and talk about QQQ SPY. It's a huge week this morning. We have FOMC Wednesday. We have Apple, Google, Amazon, Meta on Thursday, along with Clearfield. So obviously this week is something that can decide the direction of the market. And it's a critical week because the indices are at key levels. If you go to the right here, the SPY, it broke through and now it's sitting right on the 50-week moving average. So if it stays above this level this week, it's going to be really bullish, I think, for the next period of time, a few weeks, a month or two maybe. But this week this could be a head fake, right? This closed Friday could end up being a head fake if we get really bad news out of this big mega cap company. So you got to be cautious, something to be aware of. Levels, it's either a breakout level or a huge resistance level. So and look at the QQQ, still didn't even make it to the 50 DMA. Is that the 50 DMA or the 50-week MA? It's the 50-week MA. Okay, so not performing as good as SPY. Didn't even make it there yet. So the big tech news either will take it over or send it back down. So something to be cautious about, however you want to play that, either by having more cash or just getting off of margin or having some hedge. You can decide how you do that. We're monitoring TLT, UUP. No big moves this morning. So this is right now all about waiting for earnings later this week. And Bitcoin too, pretty flat. ARKK down a little bit. I wonder what's in that. That's underperforming. I know Tesla's up, so something in the ARKK is underperforming this morning. Let's talk about the technicals on Tesla real quick. So Tesla hit most of our targets. The last target was a 20-week moving average, which is, it's right about there. Like, what is that, 182? So about 182 or so, or is it even? Yeah, about 182. We've been all over this with a bunch of swing targets, and it's hit all of them. We've been upgrading our swing targets. So 182. I'm not willing to contemplate what happens after 182 unless it breaks it first. So if it breaks 182, we'll talk about it. We'll look at the charts and see what levels to the upside may still exist on Tesla. Now, Tesla has fueled some excitement in the EV sector, and you can see the rumors around Lucid. Personally, I think it's BS. the rumors. People are looking for excuses to run EV stocks. Probably someone planted this a BS story. That's my gut instinct on this. That Saudi is going to buy Lucid. So we had this move, 100% move. Now it's pulled back. This is not something I'm playing, but I know Rex put like some sort of possible supernova alert on this, just throwing out there because I know a lot of people love Lucid and follow Lucid and also follow Rex, but that's not something I'm playing. I do believe the stock is really overvalued at $25 billion, or is it up now? It's $23 billion. Okay. All right. GOEV had a sympathy move with Lucid at the end of the day Friday, which now it's pulled back. And that sympathy move was because they recently had a deal with a company in Saudi Arabia. Here it is. Canoe shares rise on Saudi Arabia distribution partnership. So a little bit of sympathy there. Now, this is something I'm following closely because GOEV really has not made a move this year. Hasn't had that January effect. Hasn't had that big risk move that all the other risk assets have had. So this is something I'm watching closely for a possibility of jumping in at some point on the right catalyst, on the right technical break to see. I think 150 is the massive resistance. Yeah, it got rejected at on Friday. Right up, it didn't even reach 150, but there's massive resistance at 150. If it breaks that, then you can go to 250. But I'd like to see a catalyst first rather than just playing the technicals here at StoryTrading. That's how we do it. I'd like to see the catalyst happening before it breaks the technicals. And the major catalyst we're waiting for is a financing deal for GOEV. The problem is I need access to so much capital. They have an ATM running. Just-in-time financing was the strategy they chose, which is, I think, backfiring on them in this bear market. So that's the problem with GOEV, and that's the catalyst which will cure the problem. So I'm going to be looking through our newsfeed every morning, looking for news of a big financing deal, and that's when I'd really jump into GOEV with size. So but a little bit of sympathy move. So watch that. Like if Lucid takes off, then GOEV could take off again. At this point, the big rise in Lucid is kind of dying out there right now. Now, SoFi, this is the other big one. I'd say there's two names on our watch list this morning. Remember, we're only looking at news that's on our watch list, stocks that we're at least vaguely familiar with. And out of those 300 stocks, there's only two that had good, meaningful news this morning, and that was GNS and SoFi. So SoFi had earnings this morning, which beat expectations. And I'm not an expert in this stock. I know we had a presentation on it by Akil once upon a time, but the headlines I'm seeing look good. But more importantly, a lot of social media influencers I follow, good ones, all have really good things this morning to say about the SoFi earnings report. So this is something my, I don't want to say gut, but basically my experience tells me when you get this many indicators of smart people who I follow from my curated list saying, hey, these earnings are really good. And obviously the headlines look like they're good. They're talking about a flip to profitability in here. One of the headlines, lots of headlines out in SoFi. Also demand for their savings plan with a high interest rate. So there's a lot of good headlines come out of SoFi this morning. And you have 11% short. So this is a setup for a nice move potentially. Man, you know what? This chart has not really crashed that much. Look at the year chart. 16 to 6, 16 to 4. That's not actually bad compared to a lot of growth stocks. It's really held up. Look at the 5-year chart. It's not terrible. Interesting. So in any case, the candle 647. Wow. So perfect. Wow. That's your resistance there at 647. It's battling the top of that candle right now from October 31st. Also, it's very close to this September 12th candle. They got some resistance here right now. RSI is not terribly high at 57, so has room to the upside. So this is something I'd be interested on buying the dips today. I think the dips will be bought up based on the indicators I'm seeing. And then you really got to break 650. There's a possibility on this one that you open down initially, and then you got to re-challenge that 650 high, or it just breaks out above 650 and maybe you make a run towards $750, $8 off to see. I know Vegas follows SoFi, so we're going to talk to her about SoFi. We already covered GNS. Now, the other one, sympathy plays. There's two other sympathy plays I'm not really interested in today on GNS. One is HLBZ. It's just low quality stocks. HLBZ, you can see a little pop there on GNS News. Then BTB, which I soured on after they screwed up the announcement last week, and I think they have very low credibility now. But there's one left as far as a sympathy play I'm still holding, and I actually hope to get out of soon, though. It's CRTD. This actually had a nice close on Friday. You can see that some volume came in. It has a little bit of a pre-market bid. This is OTC, so you don't really get volume here. But CRTD is the one that's most closely associated with GNS in terms of using the same attorney and also maybe having some catalyst coming up, which can cause a move up. But this is OTC. I've been disappointed with the lack of interest and volume in this OTC stock. So I'm going to take an opportunity when a catalyst comes, or if this has a move today, which it might, because I think Friday was a clue in the price action. I'll be looking to get out of CRTD and really focus more on GNS today. Bye, baby. We're just waiting for bankruptcy filing. I told you, I'm just gambling on that. You don't want to follow me, but I'm loaded in on puts, expecting them to file bankruptcy, and maybe we'll see this at like 50 cents or something later this week. We'll have to see. Big earnings we talked about: Apple, Google, Amazon, Meta Thursday, but also Clearfield Thursday. So this could end up being like the play of the year, possibly. Based on the fundamentals we know, everyone in the community thinks they're going to crush earnings, and maybe we can get a huge move out of this towards $100 like Friday into early next week. We'll have to see. So all eyes on Clearfield as we head into earnings on Thursday. And with that, we're going to get started with Bring on Vegas. I love stocks. Good morning, Vegas. How are you?
Good morning. Good. How are you?
Good. Actually, not big news flow. I have 300 stocks I monitor, and we only
That's
really
a
had
lot.
significant news on 2 stocks this morning, SOFI and GNS. So I don't know if you want to comment on either of those, but take it away.
Well, SoFi had the earnings report, right? And so, the news was good. Market seems to like SoFi. I actually like fintech stocks. And so we could see here that, they had strong guidance, right? So that was really important for the stock. So definitely one to watch on SoFi. It's currently up over 8%. And, they did expect adjusted revenue of 1.93 billion to 2 billion versus the 1.98 consensus. And so the thing is, they had a lot of growth in high quality deposits, and they're benefiting from the low cost of funding for their loans. According to Anthony Noto, quote, he said that our deposit funding increases our flexibility to capture additional net interest margin, which is called NIM, and optimize returns, a critical advantage in light of notable macroeconomic uncertainty. So that's what he said. I just think that because he gave strong guidance, obviously, they had growth too. It's a growing company. They added 480 new members in the quarter compared to 424,000. That's 480,000 new members versus the 424,000 in the last quarter. So this is up 51% from the end of 2021. Their total members now amounts up to 5.2 million, which is up 51%. So very good results from SOFI. Not surprised to see that. I think for today, if anybody was to consider trading that, they're going to watch this level here over 646. Looks good. And room to 663 and 670. I don't know if it's going to go much higher at this point, but it is an earnings winner. So definitely one to watch. Not really, for me, SOFI is more like investment stock. Like I think it's a good growth stock, has lots of potential. For day trade, I'm not going to day trade this for me personally. I just find there's just not a lot of room on it. But again, like I prefer to swing trade this. So I'd rather actually the earnings is done. So I personally would rather take this trade here around 647 and then hold it longer term for more upside. So, if you like to day trade and scalp, room to 670 right now. Would not want to see this go under 646. So it's kind of like really tight here right now because we're kind of sitting here at 646. So if it goes under that and can flush, it could go down to 605. So really, watch and see. But yeah, earnings is great. So I'm not surprised to see market should be like on it and loving this. So looks good.
Awesome. We're on the same page with that key 647 level. You can see at the top of the candle on October 31st. All right. Anything else cooking? Have you been following GNS at all?
I heard the news on GNS, and my room this morning took a swing trade. I did mention a swing trade on GNS, also because the GNS weekly chart is really, really nice. So we do like it, as long as it doesn't go under $5. And GNS has room, in my opinion, to go higher. And the targets I have on GNS, I said 675 and 922.
Wow,
So I like.
922.
Yeah, well, that's if the market still likes it, right? Like if it's all up to the market, and
Yeah,
let's see if the market likes it. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. So
nice.
yeah,
I'm
so far
playing.
so good. I'm just mentioning to my room Sophie's in play for idea for day trade, and so yeah, we'll see if we'll have to make a tight stop loss though under that 646. Don't want to see it going under that, so I know it's a little tight. So we'll see. Earnings winner.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Anything else going on?
Um. Oh, my dog's barking. Listen, we had some fabulous action on Tesla. Tesla did get an upgrade as well. So Tesla is one to watch this week. And listen, we have FOMC, so we've got to be careful with anyone that takes any swing trades past Wednesday afternoon. Because a lot of traders will close out swings and they'll get back in once FOMC is done. But definitely keep our eyes on Tesla. I mean, Tesla has room today to break 180. If it does, I could see Tesla in the next couple of weeks heading towards $200. But a big move today could happen on Tesla. Maybe could head towards 185, 188. So keep your
Yeah,
eyes on Tesla. Could make
I
some
will
serious
know the
action.
yeah, I will note also the RSI is still relatively low at 45, and it's just a MACD flip there. So I was being a little cautious with the 20-week moving average. I don't know if you can see that
Mm-hmm.
there, about 182 or so.
Mm-hmm.
But the RSI and MACD may be signaling it does have the possibility to break that 20-week moving average and head towards 200.
Yeah, and I like Tesla for a swing too. So, we talk about like day trade for the community. So I really like this level that I was just talking about here on Tesla. I mean, look, I like it here already over 177.50. I'm very comfortable going into a day trade long, but also comfortable going long over the 180, like with more time on it. But, watching my size because FOMC, I don't want to get crushed with FOMC if it
Right.
works out that they're hawkish. So really just does depend on basically Powell's commentary on Wednesday.
Cool. Let me just bring one last stock. I forgot to mention this morning. I did intend on doing it. FRGT.
Mhm.
We've been following this for about a week, and I've been looking for a swing move to maybe close to $1. It actually had good fundamental news behind this.
Mhm.
Seemingly, they raised guidance by 38% on or 40% on January 5th. Yeah, they
Mhm.
raised the revenue top line by 40% on January 5th, and it's been moving since then. I really like the chart here. It's a penny stock. I don't know if you have a read on it, Vegas, but if you do, I'd love
Yeah,
to
I
hear it.
do. Yeah, so first of all, I really like the weekly chart. It's got a really nice pocket pivot. Volume surged last week, I think on Friday here, and it's got a really nice expansion breakout. So it's currently, what's it trading at now? 54 cents. Well,
Yeah.
54.62. So if I look at this weekly chart and I do like the weekly charts, I'd be very, I'm not in the trade, but I'd be very comfortable swing trading this. Once it gets over 56 cents today, you'll be breaking that 21 EMA. So I think you'll get more buyers coming in very, very shortly. We're at 55 cents right now. So once it gets over that 56 and has room, this can go towards like 62, 63. And then if it breaks that, oh, nice. This can go
Give me a
towards
dollar.
like
Give me a dollar.
128 and 133. So that's kind of like, I would see like 140 could be next if it can, if we can break that dollar for sure.
Yeah.
So that could be like a resistance there at the dollar. So yeah, so this looks really, really, really nice. Really nice weekly chart too. Very nice find. I like it. I like it.
Awesome. Let us know if you play it or if your community does. That'll be awesome.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'll mention it to my community. It's a great swing idea. I'm going to say, but I like it over 56, which is the 21 EMA, and then the stop loss because we like to have stops under, I would say 31 cents because that's
Oh,
the 8
31.
EMA. So that's that's kind of where you want to put a stop loss because people like to trade the 8 and 21. So that's a safe number. 31 cents. So as long, I mean, it could pull back once it breaks 56, but you know what? It has very good support there at 31. So just depends. Everyone has different stop losses. I like to go by the levels. Some people go by percentage. So you have to trade how it works for you. But yeah, weekly chart, really nice. Looks like buyers are, slowly going to be coming in here. So definitely really good find. And you said the earnings came out and earnings was good last week?
Yeah, they pre-announced like they raised their guidance for revenue by like 40% a couple weeks ago. That's one
Oh,
of the
nice.
catalysts. Yeah.
Okay, so that's good. So very nice. So we'll see what happens next. I would take it like once it breaks 63, my next target would be like 75 cents, and then I would take it like 25-cent increments until the dollar breaks, because that's gonna be a tough resistance there. But very nice
Yep.
price action pre-market. Like I'm seeing people coming in with size, 7,000 shares, 10,000 shares. So I'm seeing this here on the time and sales. So that looks really, really nice. So I like it here. I'm definitely not in it, but I will say I did mention it to my community as well. If it breaks 56, it's a great swing idea with a stop loss under 31.
Awesome. We'll be following it with you. Vegas, thank you so much for your time. I want to let you know and the rest of our community tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, we have a special Zoom for our community Vegas. You're welcome to join. We'll be interviewing, having a discussion with the CEO or the founder of Mindset Capital, Aaron Adelheit. They focus on cannabis. So we're going to be learning all about cannabis industry, cannabis stocks. Maybe we'll talk a little bit about MSOS, the ETF in that sector. So if you're not a VIP yet, definitely join up at StoryTrading.com, and you can join us for free with a 7-day free trial, and you can catch a discussion on cannabis on our Zoom tonight at 9 p.m.
Awesome. So I look forward to the link. Have a great day,
Sounds great.
everyone. Trade safe.
Take care, everyone. Have a great day.